Today we're taking a look at the 2021 Bowtech Solution SS. Welcome back to Mike's Archery's YouTube, and we are taking a look at the new 2021 lineup from Bowtech and the new Solution SS. And I'm assuming the SS stands for super smooth because it is. It's probably one of the smoothest bows we've shot in a long time, and what a great draw cycle that this bow has. Now the specs on this bow, as you would expect with super smooth, is not going to be super fast, but it's still coming in at IBO of 332 feet per second. Now the axle to axle on this bow is 30 inches, so it's a little shorter than the other Solution models. And the factory spec weight, they're calling it at 4.0. We took it out of the box, threw it on the scale, and we got 4.6. Now if you pull the orbit dampeners off of it, it actually brought it right back down to factory spec at 4 pounds even. And that's really good because most bows we don't see coming in at factory spec without removing a lot of stuff, and sometimes even after you remove it, still doesn't get there. But the SS does at 4 pounds even without those orbit dampeners. Now the draw length on the cam system, and it is the same cam system, very similar to what they've had in the past as far as setting up. They did change the round and the lobes and the draw cycle with this new cam, and it does have an adjustability from 25.5 out to 31 inches, which is nice for you longer draw guys. It's going to allow you to get into this bow because most of the bows stop at 30 inches, but this one's got an extra inch built into that adjustment on the cam. Now the brace height is coming in at 7 inches, so making a really forgiving brace height there, taking some of the torque out of the shot. Even though you've got that shorter axle to axle, that longer brace height is going to help make up for the forgiveness and the shootability of this bow. Now they continued with most of the features that they've had for the last couple years in their DeadLock system. So they still have the flip disc built into the cam, so you can shoot that on the comfort setting or flip it over to the performance setting and get a little more speed out of it. And on this bow, if you're looking for a super smooth shootable bow, the SS is where you want to be, and I'm not sure you want to flip that over to that performance setting and do away with some of exactly what this bow is built for. Now the DeadLock system still does have your cable stops moving separate from the adjustment on the module, and that's just because of the way it's built with that flip disc technology. They can't build that into one rotating mod. From there, you still got the DeadLock system on the axles. For tunability, this bow is still going to be right there with probably one of the easiest bows for you to tune in as far as paper tuning and getting this bow to shoot bullet holes. Couple twists of the Allen wrench one direction or the other, you're going to be able to set this cam and get a perfect bullet hole every time. From there, they left the DeadLock limb pockets with those extra wide split limbs and a wide stance over top of the riser, locking everything in place and making that bow just super solid so it will not move in any way, shape, or form. From there, they still kept the clutch grip system, and that has been on most all their high-end models here for the last few years, and that remains. So if you want to take that clutch grip system, swap out colors to customize this bow to suit you on the target side or just a different color option, you certainly can do that. And they also still have the control grip option if you want a little higher wrist setting. You can get that control grip that's a 1/4 inch higher. They also kept the DeadLock Flex cable guard system, and that has remained the same on most all their models, just allowing that cable guard to flex in there, taking some torque out of the cams and off of the cables there, making a more forgiving shot. The bow does come into you in 9 great colors. They're doing 4 solid colors as well as 5 camo options. So you're going to be able to customize this bow in whatever color you see fit to get exactly the setup that you want. Now the price point on this bow is coming in at $1,099, and that's right there with all those other top-end flagship bows from everybody. Now we're going to step outside and shoot this bow over the chronograph, give you guys a chance to hear the bow, see how it draws. But frankly, as we've been shooting it, and you'll see here in the video, I don't know that there's a smoother draw cycle and better cam out there if you're looking for something that's just buttery smooth in the draw. So let's step outside and see how this thing shoots. We've stepped outside here with the new Solution SS from Bowtech for 2021. We're going to shoot this thing over the chronograph here. And now, as usual, we are shooting our 400 grain arrow at 29 inches in the draw length. And this is a 60-pound bow that they sent us to test with. So the speeds are going to be a little lower just because of the weight difference. And I'm sure this bow is not going to be super fast because it is super smooth. At least that's what the SS I think stands for. So let's shoot this bow. And as always, you got your flip disc option on there as well. We are shooting that on the comfort setting rather than the performance. So you could get a few more feet a second out of this if you wanted to flip that disc. Let's take a few shots and see what we get. So 265 on the speed, about where we would expect it to be. Nothing smoking fast, but as we said, you want buttery smooth, you want to feel nothing when you come to full draw. This is definitely a bow you want to check out because the feel on this bow is fantastic on that draw cycle. When it comes over, it just rolls right into full draw with nothing there at all. It just sits really nice. Now the decibel meter on that, it got a little bit over 100 decibels. So it's right there where everything has been on most of these bows. The way this bow sits in your hand, the deadness after the shot is all there. It's exactly what we expected out of Bowtech from the last few years. The feel that they've had in the past continues with this new model. But what you will notice, like I said, if you got bad shoulders or you're looking for something really smooth coming over, I think the Solution SS is one you definitely have to look at because the feel on this bow in the draw cycle is as good as, or better than anything else out there on the market, and something you should take a look at. So if you're looking for a new Bowtech for this year, give us a call at Mike's Archery.